don't count him out. I think that's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, we could have a big upset, But I think that AJ is too much for Jake Paul at this point, and he's bigger than Jake Paul, in my opinion.
AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out?
This might be a step too far. Now, when I say it, I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a leg or fall down.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there.
Experts across boxing are weighing in on the surprising Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua matchup, and the opinions couldn't be more split. Many analysts say Joshua's size, experience, and Olympic background give him a huge edge, predicting he could end the fight early if he applies steady pressure. Others acknowledge Jake Paul's fast progress, disciplined training, and willingness to challenge bigger fighters, suggesting he might win rounds by using movement and counterpunching. Still, most professionals view Joshua as the clear favorite due to his power and ring intelligence. Even so, the hype surrounding Paul keeps fans interested, wondering if he can shock the world again. Tommy Fury sees the matchup as completely one-sided. He believes the difference in size and skill is simply too big. According to Tommy, true heavyweights spend decades learning the craft, and their punching power is on another level entirely. He says the physical gap alone makes this a fight Jake Paul cannot win, no matter how hard he trains.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden, he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. You can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's
Derek Chisora focuses on toughness and real battle experience. Having fought nearly every major heavyweight of his era, he judges this matchup through the lens of pure survival. In his view, Jake Paul has never experienced the kind of danger top heavyweights bring, and heavyweight boxing is not a place for trial and error. Chisora expects the fight to end fast and violently. He believes the size and power difference between Joshua and Paul is so extreme that the fight shouldn't go past 5 rounds under any circumstance. If it does, Chisora says that would mean Joshua severely underperformed. To him, the real question isn't whether Jake can last, it's simply how Joshua chooses to finish the fight.
Derek, and I know you say it's entertainment and there'll be a massive audience, but is there an element of danger as well? Look, AJ's a former world champion, and this is a guy, the best he's been in with is Tommy Fury.
Listen, he don't really care. In the boxing ring, it's the only place you can murder somebody and not go to jail. So, kudos to that. So if he gets beaten up and something happens, it's part of the game.
Well, I'm not sure that's a game that people will want to see, though.
Is it a real fight, though? Is this going to be a proper fight? You will know more than most.
Mate, let me tell you something. From how much they're getting paid, about much 177 million, whatever, and they're splitting down the middle. So I hope it's not a game because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony. I was like, listen, I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's going to be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. He has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Yeah, and I think you're dead right. Is he worried about that? Is he worried about what happens, if he doesn't see him off in the first round or the second round?
No, he's not worried about it. He's going to smoke this guy out. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to smoke this guy out properly. I'll be there. He's going to smoke him. I can't wait.
Theoretically, if he comes out swinging, right, AJ should be able to get it done in are we talking 30 seconds if AJ is giving it everything he's got?
Listen, if AJ comes in there and just blows on this kid, he's gonna just drop him to the floor. So I don't really matter. I'm just wasting money going to Miami because I know it's gonna be finished in 1 round. So it don't matter.
Are you gonna go?
But, oh yeah, I'm gonna
Joseph Parker takes a more measured, professional approach. He says Joshua has spent years training under elite coaches and sparring world champions, building a deep technical skill set. Parker respects Jake Paul for taking tough fights, but he feels Joshua is too polished, too experienced, and too physically imposing for Paul to trouble at this stage of his career.
Al Sheikh has said that he's interested in doing Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul.
Let's talk about fights that make sense. Jake Paul's doing whatever Jake Paul does. If Joshua's serious about wanting to stay in boxing, then fight good, real fights, if that's what you want to do. I mean, if you want to go down this other road and do this, then that's by all means do it. But it's a different journey and it's a different pathway. I think as fighters who've been in the game for a long time, I want real fights. If I was given the opportunity to fight Jake Paul, would I take it? No.
Not even for the money, no.
No, like I want to be champion of the world. That's my goal. And that's what I'm going to...
Evander Holyfield evaluates the matchup through conditioning and mental strength. He respects Jake's effort and dedication but believes Joshua has too much experience in long, hard fights. Holyfield says surviving heavyweight pressure takes more than fitness, it requires a level of endurance and toughness that Jake has not yet proven. He also highlights how difficult it is to withstand the sheer strength of a natural heavyweight like Joshua.
I would love to see that myself. I would love to see that fight. Interesting.
Who do you lean towards?
You know, it's just gonna be. It would just be a good fight. You don't have to miss a good fight, but you know, being the best. You know, because my whole thing, I don't want nobody to think I want somebody. I like boxing, and whoever wins is going to be
David Benavidez Sr. has delivered one of the most alarming takes on the fight. He believes Jake Paul is stepping into a level of danger he has never faced before. According to him, Joshua's size, power, and championship background could put Paul at real risk if he isn't extremely cautious. Benavidez Sr. says Jake's confidence won't matter once he's standing in front of a true heavyweight who's competed at the sport's highest level.
Don't count him out. You know, I think that's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, you know, we could have a big upset, you know. But I think that AJ is too much for Jake Paul at this point, and he's bigger than Jake Paul, in my opinion.
Do you think it's competitive? A lot of people are saying if AJ doesn't get him out of there in 2 rounds, it'll be a huge embarrassment.
I don't think that's not the case, that he's gonna get Jake Paul. At the end of the day, Jake Paul has been training hard too, and you know he's a pretty good fighter. I don't think he would take him out in 2-3 rounds. I think maybe in the later rounds, or it might go to decision, you know. But I don't think that Jake Paul can take AJ out. I mean, or AJ could take Jake Paul. Maybe, you know. But I don't know. It's just going to be an exciting fight. I think I want to see that.
Roy
fight.
Jones Jr. offered a blunt and unexpected opinion. He said any matchup with Jake Paul must make sense for Joshua in both competition and money. But as a former champion himself, Jones didn't mince words. Did you see what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? The same thing happens to Jake Paul. Jones added that believing a part-time boxer could beat Joshua is unrealistic and flat-out crazy.
I want to change subjects just a little bit here. And Anthony Joshua, there's rumours circulating he could be fighting Jake Paul next. 1, do you think it's good for boxing? And 2, do you think the fight will happen?
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he'd probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight right now. So why would he not do it? I mean, not that he needs the money right now anyway, but if he's going to do something, if you want to get a good win to put him back on the scene, that's a perfect win.
Lawrence Oakley has also expressed serious concern about Jake Paul facing Anthony Joshua, calling the matchup extremely dangerous. Oakley, who once sparred Paul and praised his attitude, now believes fighting Joshua, an elite heavyweight with real knockout power, would put Paul at severe risk. He's not alone. Eddie Hearn called the matchup very dangerous, Frank Warren said it was a big mismatch, and former world champion Amir Khan warned that Paul could be seriously hurt, even saying he could get killed if things go wrong.
Where are you on this nonsense?
Where am I? I can't see it happening. I can't. Although, yes, lots of money, so on and so forth. I can't see it. I just can't. It just obviously
seems
as someone
wrong.
someone who's been a unified heavyweight world champion going in against Jake Paul, it just doesn't sit
right,
doesn't. Yeah, and it's
doesn't
like I'm also talking from a health and safety factor. It's like he's maybe a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's a very big, strong heavyweight, and if he turns it on, it's not just a risk of a knockout. It's a much bigger risk. So I can't see it personally.